425, par 4. Starting off with this break 40 series, 9 holes here. We got a little bit of a tight window for a fairway, but we'll see if we can punch one out there and get started strong. A little bit of wind in the face. Normally play a little bit of a fade, so let's see how this one pans out here. So we got about 201 out. A little bit of a tree on the left. Really gonna have to play a fat. Let's see if we can get a nice 5-iron in here. Gonna be a little bit of a fade from left to right. So just pick a spot and get it up there. Not the most ideal shot, but so we got about 75 into the fairway here. Not ideal with the second shot, but we want to make sure that we can at least give ourselves an opportunity here. Even if it's a 2-putt bogey, I'll take it, but let's try to hang one here close. 54 in hand, let's see what we can do here. That is a dart over. So we'll go for this one. A lot of green. Let it roll out. Get on down there. These greens are fast today, so. See if it'll release all the way down there. Looks like we're just a little bit short. Not the strongest start, but my first holes usually are never the best. So hopefully get this one a little bit close. Man, that is fast. Double to start off, never strong, but got a lot of room to make up everything. So I think the main focus for me to start this series overall is just to showcase that you don't have to play a ton to continue to get better with your game. It's really just about concentrating on where your misses are and what issues you're having. So a lot of my problems that I have are really more around the short edge of the green. So my main goal is to try to work on minimizing damage. So first things first is trying to make sure that I'm doing everything I can when I'm on the green to create opportunities. So, you know, in this case here, we're pretty close to the pin, which is nice. But if I'm a little bit off, I gotta do everything I can to make sure that I'm gonna put it in and give myself an opportunity for a 2-putt. This one here, we got a par 4, about 372. Fairways are playing super hard today. So, luckily enough, there's no wind on the second hole. A little bit of tree on the right. Not really much OB looks like here, but they do have some tight fairways, so do need to play somewhat inside of myself to try to make sure we can get inside of there. So, nice little baby fade. Keep it nice, simple. And then go from there. Just like that. Stay a little bit left. There we go. So we will take another fairway. Hopefully this one's a little bit better than the last one. As it gets closer, I can tell that the fairways are just a little bit on the tougher side. Greens are in the same spot, so I'm going to have to hit towards the front edge. Pin's looking like it's in the middle at 175. So we're going to hit probably about a 160, 165 club here. So We're gonna get a nice smooth 6. Let it just trickle on up there. See what it'll do when it gets on the green, and then go from there. There we go. Let it trickle. Now, we're gonna go for the single putt here, but if I don't get the single putt for the birdie, we gotta make sure we leave it close enough in here for a par. So we're looking at about half a ball out on the right, letting it die in. See if we can make this here. Left it low. So it does trickle. Fortunately, left a little bit more on the bone than I wanted to. But we'll 2-putt for par there. So it looks like we got another par 4 here. Looks like it's going to be about 375. So again, this one opens up a little bit more compared to the what's before, but trees in the left and right, so got to be consistent with the way that you're going to hit the ball, and just make sure that you're staying in the fairway. So we're going to again go at that little bit of a fade here, but I got a little bit more fairway to work with here, so I might try and swing a little bit more. I normally have about a 3/4, maybe 80% swing. And that really just cuts down and minimizes the damage that I can do with the ball. So let's see if I can get another one down over here. Pick my spot a couple inches in front of the ball to make sure I got my distance down and my line down. And we'll get set up here and see if we can get another one poked out there. Hang on. So we ended up just before this gully here. It looks like we got about 160 to the middle, 130 to the front. The pin's right in the middle here. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to nice easy 8 and try to hit the front of that green and let it roll out again. So similar to last one, it didn't hit and stick or hit and bite, so it's going to release probably about 10 yards. So I think a nice smooth 8 instead of a hard 9 here is probably the play. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to take it out. Got a lot of room here. Nice left to right fade. We're going to try to bring it in here, right in the front edge of the green. Let it trickle up. Plus, being in the rough here, the last thing I want to do is worry about any spin beforehand. So we're getting a nice smooth 8. Let it roll out here. I pulled it left. That'll happen. That's my miss, ladies and gentlemen. My miss, when I'm swinging on the easier side, is going to be the left. And I've never figured out how to fix it because everything else is to the right. Might have a little bit to do with my feet. I mean, I try and give myself an opportunity to try and spin the ball. So I open up a little bit, but we're on the left, was the right exact club though. I mean, that thing hit towards the front edge and then rolled all the way through over to the left. So we're just gonna get a nice little bump and run here. Maybe hit it into that fringe, let it roll up. Give myself an opportunity for an up and down par. Get out of here. Get in. Looks like it's pretty straightforward. Rolls and dies down to the left. A little uphill though, so I don't want to blow it past. I do need to let it trickle down though. That lasts a little bit. I didn't hit it high enough. Two putt bogey. Move on. So a little bit about me. I started playing golf back in 2006. So being in 2023, you know, I've played for a solid almost 20 years at this point. And some of the things that I've learned over the way is just, you can't get down on yourself every single time you hit a bad shot. They're gonna come and go, but it's how you respond to those shots specifically. So the one thing I could say for most amateur golfers is just that don't get down on yourself if you hit a bad shot. Just give yourself an opportunity to score on the next shot coming up here and try to, as Ted Lasso says, be like a goldfish. Just about 195 to the back, pin in the middle, playing about 185 in the front's 176. So I'm gonna hit a nice smooth 6 here. See if I can let it trickle up again. A lot of green on the left and right sides because that thing's dead in the middle. So probably gonna try to play this on the left side of the green. These downhill putts, these things are lightning, so gotta be a little careful putting it too far back there. So get a nice smooth 6. See if we can get something up there. Stay. Stay. Looks like we ended up just short right. See if we can get up and down on this one. Alrighty, we'll take that one. So, got a par 5 here. Looks like it's a little bit of a dog leg left, so I actually might hit a little bit of a draw. By might, I mean not the best chance. So we'll see what we can do here. There's not really a ton of room for error, so I actually might just hit my fade. Started off in the left line of the trees. I know I'll be a little bit further on that next shot, but I think I'll take it over trying to strong arm a draw here. Pick my spot in front of the ball. Give myself an opportunity here. Hang left. So last shot didn't record because rookie mistake, I didn't hit the button. But we were about 260 out, and instead of me trying to hit to a weakness of mine, which is just inside of 100, I thought, play the smart move and lay up, hit to the 150 stick, and hit a shot I know. So I'm 140 to the front, and 150. I'm going to attack this one and see if we can get something nice, hug tight, close. So I'm going to hit a 9 iron. Nice, smooth 9. A little wind off the left here, so see if we can get something nice and tight. That's one way to get there. So we're about 65 yards in. Not the best ideal situation, but take the medicine and see if I can work my way back up there. Bite. There we go. Funny thing is when you decide that you want to lay up, your decision to do that, at least in my case, always comes back to bite me. So we got a pretty straightforward putt here. I think we got an opportunity to make this one. Stayed up. Gotta stay up there. One thing I'll say about my putting style is it's definitely a little bit unorthodox. Shout out to Coach Hall back at BCC for college with me, is that I had a really bad time on lag putts getting distances down. And two things he taught me was, first, putting cross-handed helped me keep my arms a little bit more locked and still. And the second was, and this is the strange part, is it was meant for a training tool. However, it just evolved into my actual golf stroke, is that I look at the hole. If I'm off the green, there's a little bit more on the fringe side, I'll probably look down on it just because I want to make sure I hit the ball. But I'll say this, is that training tool itself made me think a lot about how I putt. What I mean by that is that the one thing that was pointed out to me when I first started to try this training technique was that when you think of all the other sports, you look at baseball, you look at basketball, you look at hockey, the focal point isn't what's in front of you. The focal point is what's beyond you. So for example, basketball, hoop's not moving. The hoop's not moving. Why am I not looking at it to try and create a little bit of an opportunity to get my distances down? Hockey, you don't see these guys going around just staring at the puck everywhere they go. They're looking at the net, they're looking at their points that they want to go ahead and hit, same with soccer. So the one thing I'll say is this training technique itself really helped me with my lag putts. And it just evolved to me feeling comfortable with the way that I hit the ball a little bit more. And as that's progressed, it's what I've just always done. So if you're struggling with your lag putts, training technique is try looking at the hole. As I said, it's gonna feel a little funky in the first portion, but once you start to understand and realize that it's all about just controlling how far you want your distance to go, it becomes second nature. And like I said, with it being a training technique itself, I didn't think that I would continue to keep doing it. It was actually funny, the first tournament that I came out with it, he looked at me and he goes, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm putting." He goes, "Well, isn't that like a training tool? Like, didn't you want to just train with it?" I said, "No, I feel comfortable with it. I'm just going to continue to keep doing it." And, years later, continuing down the road, the path of it. So if you're struggling with your lag putts, try this technique and see if it'll help you out. So we got about 345 par 4 here. Problem is there's a little gully in between. So what I'm going to have to do, play about a 210, 215 shot. So I'm going to hit this 2 iron, this 2 hybrid. Get myself to about the 145, 135 marker. Give myself an opportunity to get in there. So lay up here, we got about 135 in. Gonna hit a nice smooth pitching wedge. Attack this one, give myself an opportunity for birdie here. So short, chunky. Just before the lip out over there, didn't get an opportunity to video it because I was on a little bit downslope with this tripod. So hugged it close to the wedge, but right now here we got a 1, 2, 3. This will be for a 1-putt par. So opportunity still here. We got about 179 to the middle, 197 to the back. So, hit a nice smooth 5-iron here. Let it trickle up. Pins in the front though, so gonna be a little bit of an issue here. There's a nice big funnel on the right side. Let's see if I can get a nice one here. Funnel left, kick. Unfortunately, I again did not hit the record button when I thought I did. We ended up just a little bit short right. Let it trickle down off that little bit of a hill, and then we 1-putted for par. So not a bad shot right there. I just should have taken a little bit more club instead of kind of going a little bit more of a distance. So right now here we are 4 over through 7. We've got the hardest hole in the course, par 5. And then we're finishing off with one of the easier ones on a par 4. So we'll see if we can finish this out strong or not. So we got a trap in the middle left-hand side, which shouldn't be too much of a problem for my fade. Dang, this grass. This gravel is real hard. But we need to at least give myself an opportunity here to put it in the fairway, because it's going to be a dog leg left and then uphill. So we'll see how this pans out. About 265, 270 out. We're gonna hit that 4-wood. See if we can knock it up there on the fairway. Get it into a nice spot in a position for the next one. Usually at a little bit of a fade on this one, so we're gonna start it out on the left in between those trees and let it trickle back on over. So see if we can get it on up there. Fairway. Par 5, and we can get away with a little bit of a miss hit, but can't have 2 in a row. So we got about 135, 140 out. We're getting a nice smooth pitching wedge. Get one up there nice and tight. Usually this one a little bit on the right to left, so we're gonna hopefully get this one on the left side of that green right there. Oh yeah, that looks beautiful. Sit. So a little bit off the green here, right on the front edge. You can see if we could put this one up into a little bit of a close range and hit a 2-putt here. Looks like I hit the front edge and yoinked it back a little bit, so gotta move it up. Stop. Nice lag. Take that. For the duff I had, ended up a little shorter than I wanted to, but got a putt here, opportunity for par. All comes down to this one here. So birdie out, we're looking at that 39, break 40. If we par out, we'll match it. So haven't had too many hiccups the late side of the round, but definitely no scoring opportunities that I've tried to maximize on. Those par 5s, just got to play better on. I mean, when it comes down to it, I think both par 5s, I duffed a shot into it, which, you know, is never going to help. I think that the hardest part about trying to break this is you can't really make those mistakes. I got wind directly into my face here. We're looking at 403. So I usually hit my driver about 245, 250. So hopefully get to the 150 stick here, maybe 160 out. Get an opportunity to hit about a 7-iron into the wind, maybe an 8-iron. See if we can capitalize and finish out this round strong. So pick my spot, get my line here, dial it up, and we're ready. I think we're about 202 out, 180 to the front, 185 to the front, 216 to the back. So we're gonna try and hit a nice 5-iron, hopefully get it up there. I take even a little short because this thing just runs, and then hopefully finish out this round here, at least an opportunity for birdie. Gloves torn to shit. That's how it works. But I appreciate everyone sticking around. If you've made it this far, make sure you hit the follow button, hit the subscribe button. It's important to know that I am going to have more of these coming out, especially with it getting nicer. Have an opportunity to get out a little bit more and hopefully get that game into a good spot here so we can continue to keep playing here. So pins right dead center of the the green. There's no wind up there right now, so this ball's going to be able to get moving. We're going to have a little bit left to right, so I'm going to start on that left side of the green, let it work over, and we'll take my spot where I need to, go from there. It's got to go right. A little more. A little more.